Many families moving to North Texas have the first question of what school district do we want to live in? And that means it's going to take a little bit of research. But outside of research, we just like to talk about maybe some of our personal experiences being from this area as well.
Today, we're going to talk about 4 North Texas school districts: Frisco ISD, McKinney ISD, Prosper ISD, and Celina ISD.
Let's get started.
I'm Andy Haven.
And I'm Holly Haven. Welcome back to the Haven Home Team YouTube channel. We are your North Texas No Filter Real Estate team. Today, we are talking about 4 North Texas districts that we work in really every single day.
Yeah, and I actually grew up in Frisco ISD, moved to Prosper ISD, and now I live in Celina. So I have a pretty great view on all 3 school districts as a whole.
And you had friends in all of these school districts.
I did, yeah. I played lacrosse, and a lot of my friends actually went to school in McKinney ISD. So I have a good perspective on all of the school districts.
Yeah, so one thing I would really like to look at is we are comparing completely different sizes of school districts, right? People moved to North Texas and maybe they saw a news article on Frisco because Frisco has the Dallas Cowboys Training Center and the Star, and we're getting the Universal Studios Hotel and mini theme park. So PGA headquarters, right? There's a lot of things that are going to be in the news that are going to draw people to certain neighborhoods or communities in North Texas. That being said, sometimes that pushes you to an outlying area. And that's the reason we really wanted to focus on Frisco and a few of those surrounding districts today and give you guys just a little bit of perspective and comparison to what those school districts look like. Let's start with Frisco ISD. Frisco ISD is the home to about 67,000 students. They have a student-teacher ratio of approximately 16:1, and they do get an A+ rating on niche.com. That's really great news for Frisco, and now you can see why it is such a sought-after area. Frisco ISD has 44 elementaries, 19 middle schools, 12 high schools, as well as a career technical education center, an early childhood center, and a student opportunity center. When you're looking at a large, very large school district like Frisco, you are going to see that there are more resources, there are more student activity opportunities, but you are also in such a large area that 44 elementaries can be a little overwhelming, as well as 12 high schools.
McKinney ISD is home to 24,000 students. Their student-to-teacher ratio is 16:1. They get an A rating on niche.com. They have 22 elementary schools, 5 middle schools, and 3 high schools.
Prosper ISD is home to approximately 19,000 students. They have a 16:1 student ratio. They also received an A+ rating on niche.com. Prosper ISD has 17 elementaries, 4 middle schools, and they are just ready to open their 3rd high school. They also offer an early childhood center. One of the things I would like to point out about Prosper ISD is this is a very quickly expanding school district. You can expect to be rezoned depending on specific neighborhoods and the future development. So I think that's one thing that's definitely worth pointing out is that you could be in one neighborhood, zoned to a specific elementary school, and over the next couple of years, you could receive a new elementary school and you would be rezoned potentially. So parents do need to be prepared for that potential.
Yeah, and moving into our next one, Celina, Texas, this is something to also consider. It is a smaller school district at the moment with only 3,000 students. So as they do grow, you will be rezoned many, many times as your kids begin to grow from elementary, middle school to high school. They currently only have 1 high school. So once they start to grow that as well, that is something that based on where you live might cause some issues in the future. Again, they have 3,000 students. They have a 19:1 student-teacher ratio. They do get a B+, but that is something to consider when they only have 3,000 students in the school district. They just don't have a lot to go off of. So that is why the rating is a little bit lower. Celina ISD has 3 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. They are currently considering a large renovation to the high school that will add an additional 1,500 students so that the high school will become 6A, and then we'll move on to high school number 2. They do currently have an early childhood education center, which is always nice for parents of little ones.
Yeah, something I point out a lot, we get these questions when people are moving here and they're comparing these niche.com ratings. You are really comparing apples to oranges when you're talking about 3,000 students in Celina ISD versus 60,000 plus students, 67,000 plus students in Frisco ISD. So what you're really seeing on a lot of those ratings is the differences in resources and facilities. we just don't have the need for that in a smaller school district like Celina ISD.
Well, you also have to consider the tax dollars. Frisco has many more tax dollars than Celina has at the moment. We are growing, and as we grow, that will help the school district. So that's something to consider as well.
So for a quick comparison on what the future growth of Celina looks like, Celina ISD is approximately 120 square miles of territory, which means as Celina grows, this is going to be a massive school district. We have been told that Celina is really looking at kind of a very similar build out to Prosper, where they're going to have maybe 6 to 7, 8 high schools. They're looking to be kind of that 6A model, which is very similar in Prosper. And then we have Frisco, which is more of the 5A model with the 12 high schools, which just keeps things a little bit different. We're competing at a different level when it comes to sports and fine arts. It is just a completely different model, but it does change the way some of the ratings are viewed, and really trying to compare them is just completely different.
Yeah, and if you go into Frisco ISD versus Celina ISD, you will notice a massive difference. Celina is a very small, tight-knit community. Frisco is huge and growing, and there's just way too many differences to even compare. But at the end of the day, I'm a little biased. I did go to Prosper ISD, so I do say that's a great school district. I had a great time there. All the other school districts are amazing. And as you can tell, based on the niche reviews, every school ranks very high in this area.
Yep. And I think, we're happy to help guide you guys based on your own personal students' needs. I know we get a lot of questions about, specific programs, or maybe it's engineering, or maybe it's, you have a child with special needs. So we're happy to help put you in touch with the right people in the right district to get those questions answered. And really all we can do is come from a place of our own experience. And, I think raising 2 kids in this general area, I would have no problem putting my kids in any of these 4 districts. They are very different. You have a lot of opportunities in any of these areas, and we would love to help guide you on what is the best for your particular student. And like I said, put you in contact with those districts and those contacts, and help you get the answers you need to really help find the perfect home for your family.
If you have any questions about the school districts, or if a home is located in the school district that you're looking for, please let us know. All of our social medias are down below. You can call or text us anytime. We hope to see you in the next video.
Yep. Drop your comments. Let us know your thoughts, and let's chat soon.
Bye, guys.